guys? Welcome back to episode 2 of our Xtreme Teklan series. I just wanted to start off this video by thanking everyone who watched the first episode. You guys went above and beyond any of my expectations, and I'm just extremely grateful for all of the love and support you guys showed me, so thank you guys so much. So just a quick overview of what went down in the first episode of the series. We started off the episode by literally dropping into Teklan, where we woke up to this new city that we've never seen before. We decided to take a look around and see what the town had to offer, and eventually completed our first chunk goal, which was 40 thieving in order to pickpocket a city guard. We then went on to achieve 50 woodcutting in order to cut a mahogany log. And then after training our melee stats up on chickens, we were able to achieve our best in slot weapon, which was an iron dagger from city guards. We then discovered that we would be adding a new chunk task to the account, which was to achieve 36 cooking in order to brew a Damiana tea. We then went absolutely bonkers, cutting and fletching 30,000 regular trees in order to achieve 61 fletching so that we could fletch our mahogany log into a mahogany stock. After that, we enjoyed ourselves some fire making, where we achieved 50 fire making in order to burn a mahogany log. This left us with just one final chunk task, which was to achieve 34 cooking in order to brew our Damiana tea. We then finished off the episode by going into the chunk picker and getting to roll a chunk for the first time, which is how we ended up here. So for our new chunk north of Teklan, our current chunk tasks include the following: achieve 55 crafting to cut a dragonstone, achieve 71 fletching to cut dragonstone bolt tips, obtain a willow shield, which would be our new best in slot magic ranged and melee shield, achieve 30 defense to wield that willow shield, and to achieve 20 mining in order to mine silver ore. And I know these 5 chunk tasks might not seem like a lot, but that gemstone crab is going to take us a decent amount of time. And you know, some people were telling me that you don't have to do that grind, that's a meme grind, there's no way you're going to qualify for gems, even if you do, it's going to take you ages. Well, guess what? We're gonna do it. We might have to go a couple thousand rounds in the ring with that guy over there, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna fight vigorously, and we're gonna come out on top. So I think it's time for us to get to work. We're taking some of our first steps into the new chunk. You know, I had to rush over here to see if there's a gemstone crab. Does not look like it. But still, this is where we're going to be spending a whole lot of our time in this chunk. Funny to think that I'm going to be fighting this thing with nothing but an iron dagger. I'm sure people are going to think that I am absolutely insane. So I noticed this Rue Merrill guy over here. He says that he's been tracking the gemstone crab. So you can actually ask him where the crab is, and he tells you which of the 3 locations the crab's at, which is kind of cool. I did not know that. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to this chunk, to be honest. I mean, we have access to those chickens over there. We don't have to lure them into our chunk anymore to kill them. And then we have this pyramid thing over here that we don't really have any use for unless we could do the quest. Outside of that, we have the gemstone crab and these willows over here. I am back at my favorite general store. Decided I'm going to buy out these pickaxes as well as the chisels, as we are going to need these tools for our newest chunk tasks. So I'm gonna go throw these in the bank, and then, you know what? I think I'm going to grab my bronze axe and go chop my first inventory of willow logs. Just finished our first inventory of willows. Kind of took a while. I don't think we can get much more than 100 to 200 willows per hour. So it's gonna take a bit of time to get that 71 fletching requirement. You know what we can do though is fletch a couple of these willow logs into a willow shield. So let's go ahead and do that and complete our first chunk task for the new chunk. There it is. We have officially obtained our willow shield and have completed our first chunk task for the new chunk. Now we just need 30 defense in order to wield it. Something that's really nice is this bank is actually pretty close to these willow trees over here, which is a real treat for me since I was dropping all of my fletched longbows. So now I can actually stack up all of these willow logs and these unstrung willow longbows that I fletched into the bank. So that'll be cool. So I was just doing some math out while I was hanging here chopping some willows and discovered that in order to get to 71 fletching, we're going to need around 400,000 XP. And each willow log we cut, we can get 41 fletching XP. So we're going to need to cut and fletch a little more than 10,000 willows, which isn't terrible, but it's still going to take a little while since we still only have a bronze axe. So we've got a decent amount of clay over here, which is what we're going to be mining for our 20 mining levels. But I just decided I felt like getting my first mining level before going to bed, because why not? So there you go. There is a juicy level 2 mining. So remember when I said I was gonna go to bed after I hit level 2 mining? Well, then a gemstone crab popped up and I figured, why not give it a whack? So that's why I have my pickaxe with me and I'm hitting it with my pickaxe. I also hit level 21 hit points and got another defense level and a total level of 375. Alrighty folks, we are about to finish our first gemstone crab kill. So drum roll please. Your understanding of the gemstone crab is not great enough to mine. What a surprise. So it's the following morning and I've come to the conclusion already that I'm going to be killing the gemstone crab mostly in PvP worlds, which definitely comes with a risk. I very much might lose my hardcore status, but I just can't afford to be wasting my time killing the gemstone crab and not receiving any credit for it. So yeah, gems are the main goal, and if we're not receiving any credit, we're not getting gems. So I'm using my main to hop through the PvP worlds and check if any of the worlds have the crab at this location, and we'll see how this goes. So we are about to finish off our first kill on the gemstone crab in PvP worlds. I guess you're not technically killing the crab, but there you go. Our understades of the crab is good enough in order to mine its remains. Let's see what we get. Looks like we got a couple of jades and a red topaz. Here you go, first kill of many. So here's the start of our gem tab. I'm not going to cut any of the gems until I believe I have enough gems to complete the crafting goal. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how this tab grows over time. But to start off, you can see we have a few jades, a topaz, a sapphire, emerald, and a few rubies. This may become a new trend for me since I'm just AFKing so hard, but we hit a combat level of 25. We also hit 20 defense. I didn't record it when it happened, but we are now base level 20s for all of the melees. But yeah, we're gonna stick on defense for now because we have to hit level 30 defense in order to wield that willow shield. All right, we're about to finish off another crab here. Let's see if we've done enough to mine from it. There you go, you've gained enough understanding of the crab to mine from its remains. I'm gonna get hyped every time I see that, I swear. This is honestly ridiculous. This is me from the future. I went to work right after the previous clip and I continued fighting the gemstone crab, and the literal next gemstone crab that I defeated, I got a dragon stone, which is, it's 3 times 1 in 500, so it's like 1 out of every 1500 gems is when you're supposed to get one of those, and I got it on the 3rd time I got a reward from the gemstone crab, which is just crazy. I also did some mining while I was at work and we hit 10 mining. It's almost like I spoke it into existence. I did not record any of my levels that I gained from the Gemstone crab. So we did hit level 30 defense. So that means it's time to wield this Willow Shield. And there you go. We have officially achieved 30 defense in order to wield our Willow Shield. So we just finished our first full day of the Gemstone crab grind. And here is the bank tab and all of the gems that we got throughout the day. We also have about 7,400 XP for the day that's in the bank. So that's not terrible. But we're gonna need about a total of 165,000 crafting XP in order to hit 55 crafting. So we've still got a long way to go. Definitely happy with the start though. So yeah. And there's that Dragonstone that we got earlier today on my third Gemstone crab. You also might see me pull up this chart now and again to track my day-by-day progress of how many of each gem we're getting. I think this will just help me stay motivated and not look at the overall grind as much and just kind of break it up to the day-by-day focus. But yeah, as you can see, we got a total of 207 gems today. Probably got a little less than that since we started off with some, but yeah, just wanted to show you guys this as well. All that being said, I'm gonna call it a night. I have work early tomorrow and it's 1 in the morning, so we will pick up where we left off tomorrow, but really happy with the progress so far. You probably knew where that one was going. On our second day, just our second day of fighting the Gemstone crab in PvP worlds, we ended up losing our hardcore Ironman status. I made it through a full day at work AFK in the crab on my phone, had no issues whatsoever, made it home, carried on doing the same thing, and then while I was helping make my kids some dinner, I ended up glancing at my phone and noticed that we were in Lumbridge. It didn't come as too much of a surprise. I knew this day would eventually come. I don't know if I thought it was going to come this soon, but it still hurt, man. It still hurt. The worst part about it was that I didn't even get to see it happen. I didn't get the chance to record it. I didn't have the chance to defend myself or try and run away. I was just a sitting duck. But you know, it is what it is. I knew that this is what we were getting into when I said that we were going to do the Gemstone crab in PvP worlds, so we're just gonna have to carry on. If you'd like to help make me feel better about dying though, please consider leaving a like on the video, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. Thanks to all of you legends, we were able to surpass 1,000 subscribers on the channel, all from our first video of the series. Thanks to all of you guys as well, we were able to start up our own membership program for the channel as well. So if you're looking for additional ways to help support the channel, feel free to give that a look. And as always, thank you guys for all the love and support. All right, back to reality. I'm finally over grieving losing our hardcore Ironman status, and we're over here mining some clay. And a big level coming in, there's level 20 mining. You can now mine silver, which is another one of our chunk tasks. Now we just have to go over here and mine this silver ore. There you go. We have officially mined silver ore, so that's another chunk task completed. Now we just have the 2 big boy grinds left. So this may come as a surprise for some of you, but I have been grinding a whole lot of Gemstone crab the past 3 days and have not recorded a single combat level that we've gained. But that's kind of because I've just been so focused on the gems and not the levels themselves. But yeah, surprise, there is 60 strength. Yup, 60 strength. I'll show you the levels that we've gained. So we hit 35 defense on accident. And then since I hit 35 defense, I had to get 35 attack as well. We also hit 50 hit points and a total level of 501. I think for the remainder of this grind, we're going to stick on strength and see how high we can get that to. But oh my goodness, look at my inventory. That is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. We have been grinding, baby. Keep them coming. Another day of the gemstone grind is coming to an end. And the gem stacks are starting to look pretty juicy. I can't lie. I mean, just having stacks of 100 in certain types of gems looks awesome, man. And as you can see here, we have almost 22,000 crafting XP in the bank at the moment. So we're making progress. So today was day 4 of the grind. And as you can see on the far right, we had a total of 225 gems that we got today. So that is a decent amount. It's our best day so far. I also made this chart in our Excel sheet, and essentially what this does is it gives us an idea of how many gems in total we're going to need in order to get 55 crafting. So if we're on drop rate with what the wiki says in terms of the rarity of the gems, we should need around 5,500 gems. I also made a calculation to tell us our average number of gems per day, as well as the total days needed to hit 55 crafting based off of those averages. So right now our average gems are sitting at 127 per day, and we're estimated to hit 55 crafting in about 40 to 41 days. I also sadly added a death count to keep track of. So yes, we have died 2 more times, and I'm sure we'll die plenty more times by the end of this video. A lot of the time when I'm hopping through all 4 of the PvP worlds, there isn't a gemstone crab in any of the worlds in my location. So I've decided that during that spare time, I would mine some ore just to fill in the time.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, mining silver ore can be pretty painful at times. It just takes me forever. But there's level 30 mining. 10 levels over what we needed, but now if we roll the southern chunk of Teklan, we will already have the mining goal that's required for that chunk. It is the end of day 9. As you can see, this is where our gem tab currently stands. We have also hit 3 days in a row with 100 plus gems. Today we had 103 gems, and our total is currently sitting at 1,024 gems. So we finally hit the 1K mark. We also have 38,000 XP banked. Our death count has also moved up to 4 deaths. It is the following day. I happened to go over to the willow trees and I came upon whatever is going on here. I think this person might be using a bunch of alts in a PvP world in order to manipulate their fishing. I don't really know though. I'm no pro at these things, to be quite honest. I ended up coming by the same exact thing. It's the same day as earlier. I don't know if this is the same person or if it's someone different, but I felt like I wanted to be included, so I started hitting the jig on them. Yeah. This is how we find entertainment sometimes when we're just doing these crazy grinds. Just finishing up a dunce random, and this is a perfect opportunity for me to explain to you guys why I'm going to start lamping smithing. So in order to get out of the Talati rainforest, regardless of how we roll our chunks, there's always only going to be one way to get out of here. And that is through the northern part right here at the Gloomthorn Trail. So essentially, no matter what, we're going to have to roll the Nemus Retreat chunk. And with this chunk comes an 88 smithing grind, which is fine, except for the fact that we don't have a way to train our smithing up to level 15 in order to smelt an iron bar. The only way that we could train our smithing up to level 15 is by purchasing felling axe handles for 10,000 anima infused bark, as well as 500 oak logs. And we would have to do that for every single felling axe that we make. And the catch 22 about that is that you only get 5 smithing XP for making a felling axe. No matter what level of felling axe it is, you only get 5 XP. So I did the math out, and we would need to make like over 400 felling axes to get to level 15 smithing. And that is, I'm not even doing the math for that. It's way too much anima infused bark and way too much of my time. And like, yeah, I could backlog the smithing grind, but I don't want to do that. I didn't make this account so that I could just backlog anything that's difficult. Especially when it's something like this, I can prepare for it in advance and lamp my smithing up to level 14, not 15, because I could potentially get the smithing grind earlier than the Nemus retreat. But if I lamp to 14 and then once I get to the Nemus retreat, I just lamp the last level, then I can start that smithing grind and be able to smelt iron bars. So yeah, thank you for going to my TED Talk. I know I may have ranted a little bit, but that is the conclusion that I've come to in regard to what we're going to do with our lamps. Oh, and what do you know? Second lamp of the day from our favorite vampire. Thank you very much. We will throw that on smithing. And now we just need 2 more lamps to get our first smithing level. And here we are back over at the Crab and PvP worlds, and a big level coming in, level 70 strength. Now we have the blue guy paying us a visit, and we'll pop this lamp on smithing as well. And now we are just 1 lamp away from the first smithing level on the account. Just look at the hall, man. Just look at that hall. It is beautiful. Back over here chopping some willows. And there is 75 wood cutting. Nice little milestone. We can now cut magic trees, which there is a chunk near us with some magic trees. We also just got another genie. So it is time to hit this lamp and get our first smithing level. And there you go, 10 XP for a smithing level of 2. We can now make bronze maces. You may have noticed that I have had a lot more of these full inventories of gems lately. So let me explain to you guys about this little discovery that I made recently. And yeah, it's a huge game changer for us. So at certain times of the day, for me personally, it's typically from either 10 or 11 p.m. until 2 or 3 a.m. The world populations in certain worlds aren't too high. And what that means for us is we have a better chance of finding worlds that have less than 16 players at the Gemstone Crab. So in order to find these worlds that have less than 16 people at the Gemstone Crab, I have been using my main account to hop through these worlds. And when I find these worlds that have less than 16 people, I note down the world, and then I also take note of what percentage is left on the crab. I do this in order to try and line up which world I am going to go to next in order to try and get as many gems as I can in the shortest amount of time. So let's just say, for example, I'm here in world 515, the crab's at 23% right now, and then I jumped to world 518 and the crab was at 5% and there were less than 16 people. I would know that I should jump to world 518 right now so that I could get credit for that crab, and then I could still hop back to this world and finish off mining this crab and get credit for this one as well. Oftentimes I'm able to take note of like 5, 6, 7 worlds where the crab is less than 16 people, and then I just kind of order the percentages of the crabs so I can try to hit as many of them as I can and get credit for all of them. And this really speeds up the timing for how quickly we get gems. All right, so right here, I should be able to show you guys what I mean when I'm like lining up these worlds. So I'm gonna mine the gems from this crab, and then the next world that we want to hop to is 517. So we'll hop to 517 now. Oh, we must have just missed it. Okay, well, no worries. We're gonna hop to the next world that we were looking at, world 512, where my main is right now. And there's my main right there, as you can see, but it's at 1%. We hit the crab a couple of times, and then we should be able to mine from this. Yep, we're able to mine from that while it was only at 1%. And then we got one more world we can hop to. Gonna go to world 510. Oh, and we barely missed this one. But you kind of get the right idea. Sometimes we're able to get like all 4 of those and, you know, get 12 gems in the span of like 1 minute. So I'm so spoiled now with this new method that sometimes I know a crab is at like 1% when I have a full inventory. So I hop to the world and I mine it and actually leave them on the ground, go to the bank, deposit all my gems, and then I go run back over to the crab, pick up my gems, and hop on over to the next world. So I went over there and picked up the gems that I left on the ground, and then I hopped to the next world and realized I deposited my pickaxe. So I had to come back and get my pickaxe, but usually I would be able to just carry on to the next world. Got another full inventory of gems, and I actually just left 3 on the ground. So I'm gonna go deposit these, not forget to keep my pickaxe, run over there, grab my gems, and then I actually have a crab that's about to finish another world. So I'll show you what that's like. All right, so I'm just gonna pick up these gems and hop over to the next world. Oh wow, we did that just in the nick of time. So the crab's at 1%, smack him a couple times, and then we get an additional 3 gems. Even though I've been doing the gemstone crab grind for a couple of weeks now, and I even have this new method, every full inventory of gems still feels just as good as the first one. It's just, I can't explain it. It's just a great feeling. All right, I'm on my way back from just depositing like our 4th or 5th full inventory for tonight. What I'm gonna do, because I'm just curious, I'm gonna type in chat the word full, and as I get over here, I'm gonna send it, and then just see how long it takes me to get a full inventory. So right now the timing is at 1:11, and we'll see what it is once we have another full inventory. All right, these gems right here give us another full inventory. I believe it's been 20 minutes on the dot. Let me send full again, 1:31. Yeah, so that took us 20 minutes to get a full inventory of gems. So that just goes to show how much quicker this method is. All right, it's still the same night. I'm gonna deposit these gems. This is gonna be my last inventory, and then I'm just gonna quickly look over what the gems are looking like. So I mean, we're looking pretty damn good. We got another dragonstone today. Let's look at the numbers really quick in the Excel sheet. All right, so it is day 18 of the grind. I'm gonna call it on that last inventory, but I just finished up adding the numbers to our Excel sheet, and we got a total of 261 gems today. So that cleared our original best, which was day 4 with 225 gems. So I can only imagine how much quicker this grind's gonna go by for us now that we have our new method. We also almost have 2,000 gems in the bank and 72,000 XP banked. So we are almost halfway done with the gemstone grind at day 18. So it is the following day. I'm currently just doing some wood cutting while I wait for the peak hours to do the gemstone grind. Still using my main to help spawn forestry events, and there's just something about doing struggling sapling events that I just find very soothing. I don't know, I guess I just like seeing numbers go up, and seeing the farming XP number go up makes me very happy. Back to doing what I do best, and that is smacking a crab with a bronze axe. We're currently sitting at total level of 550, and there's level 75 strength. Nice little milestone for our strength level. So during the day when the worlds are too populated for me to receive any credit for fighting the gemstone crab, I am still fighting it in PvP worlds. So when there isn't a crab in any of the PvP worlds, I have been mining silver just for something to do and something that keeps me close so I can keep checking in. But there's level 40 mining. We can now mine gold, and yeah, it's just kind of prepping us for future mining grinds. So it's not really the worst thing in the world, to be honest. It is once again the peak hours for farming gems from the gemstone crab. So as you can see, we have another full inventory of gems, and it's about time for us to make a huge dent in the supply of gems in our bank. So let's get to it.
To go.
So we've put a decent dent in the amount of gems gathered for our 55 crafting grind. We're actually farther ahead with that than we are with our willow log collecting for the fletching grind. So I'm gonna finish off the night doing some chill wood cutting and then probably get back to doing the gemstone crab tomorrow. Just felt the need to show this. I was using my main account to spawn forestry events, and I just got a beaver pet. This is actually my first pet on my main, which has like over 70 days gameplay. Got pretty excited. I thought it was from my chunk account. I mean, still excited, but it's a little bit of a tease, man. I can't lie. Okay, now Jagex is just messing with me. I literally just got another beaver pet 30 minutes later. I got my first one at 12:41, and then I just got another one at 1:11, 30 minutes later on the dot. Like, come on, Jagex, you couldn't have given one of these beaver pets to my chunk account? That is the definition of a tease. It might not be a beaver pet, but there's 78 strength. Strength levels are getting up there. There's another full inventory of gems and another full inventory of gems. Bet you wouldn't have guessed that I'd get another full inventory of gems. Oh, would you looky here? We've got that gem guy who's always got the full inventory of gems. We've made it to a new stage of the account where gem guy gets a lamp and he puts it on smithing. Now he's smithing guy. Another day of grinding gemstone crab is in the books. So here is a look at our gems, and we currently have 113,000 crafting XP banked. This also marks the 4th day in a row where we had at least 200 gems in a day. So as you can tell, I am super motivated at the moment. Day 25 is done with. We had a total of 228 gems today, so that'll be our 5th day in a row with 200 or more gems. It's interesting, a lot of these randoms that I usually wouldn't like have been awesome because they give uncut gems. So for instance, right here, I got 2 uncut sapphires. Never gonna turn that down. Just got some leader hose and shorts. Look at the swag, man. What an absolute unit. Got another strength level coming in. Level 79 strength. One more until we hit level 80. Oh, and we got a combat level. Level 65 combat. Day 26 has come to a close. This is our 6th day in a row with 200 or more gems in a day. Today we got a total of 207 gems. So keeping that streak of 200 or more gems per day alive, let's see how far it goes. We are starting today off doing some wood cutting, trying to slowly chip away at that 10,000 plus logs that we need for our fletching goal. And there's 77 wood cutting. It's one of our favorite forestry events, the struggling sapling. Time to do what we love to do and watch that farming XP number go up. And there is level 5 farming. Day 27 is done. Got 215 gems today, so that is 7 days in a row with 200 or more gems. That is a week straight. Motivation's real, baby. Starting the day off again with some wood cutting, and we've got a poacher's event. Still trying to get our hunter level up so that we can eventually get that steel axe. Ooh, it must be a good day because we got a lamp. So you know where we're putting that? Right into smithing. 20 smithing XP and level 3 smithing. Slowly but surely, we're getting those levels up. I guess it is a good day. This is our second poacher event of the day. It's gonna leave us just shy of another level though. Got another lamp from a genie, so popping that into smithing for another 30 smithing XP. We are back to the gemstone grind, as you can see. We've got a nice little milestone level coming in, level 80 strength. Love myself a nice rounded even number. Looks great. But yeah, probably only have a few more strength levels left before we're done with this grind. Another day, another 200 or more gems. That makes 8 days in a row with 200 or more gems. Our average gems per day is currently sitting at 142 gems. And we're predicted to finish on day 33. So we're about 86% done with this grind. So it should only be a few more days until we're done. Back to woodcutting to start the day today. And we got a poacher's event. And that'll give us level 3 hunter. Ooh, another lamp. Know exactly where that's going. Right into smithing for another 30 smithing XP. And now we are only 1 lamp away from level 4 smithing. And we got an evil Bob random. Nice. Let's get some fishing XP. That'll be nice. Every time I do this random, I always have to tell the servant that I love her, and she always turns me down, dude. It's so sad. I may not have been able to bring the love of my life back from the island, but there's level 10 fishing. Alright, day 29 is in the books. We got a total of 241 gems, and now that is 9 days in a row with 200 or more gems. Count check, you dirty dog, you. Thank you for the lamp. Let's pop this bad boy into smithing and get ourselves another level. There you have it, level 4 smithing. And we've got another woodcutting level coming in, level 78 woodcutting. At this point, it's just expected. 200 gems again today. That makes 10 days in a row, and that's over 2,000 gems in a 10-day period. So we have about 161,000 crafting XP banked. I'm probably just gonna do 1 or 2 more days of the crab in order to ensure we have enough gems banked for the crafting level. Love me a gravedigger random. There is another lamp for us to put towards smithing. I also missed recording it, but we hit 70 hit points and a total level of 575. Another evil Bob random. So there's some more fishing XP and level 13 fishing. There is level 81 strength as well as level 66 combat. I think that may have been our last strength level that we'll get during this grind though. Got another 210 gems on day 31. Technically, we have enough XP banked for 55 crafting, but I didn't really account for all of the jades and topaz that we're going to be crushing. So that's a lot of XP we're probably going to miss out on. So after reworking some calculations, our total XP right now is probably only around like 140,000 XP. So we're still gonna have to do a couple more days with the gemstone crab. I thought today was the last day, but sadly it is not. Another evil Bob random completed. Let's see what we get this time. 4 rubies, nice. See, I always love getting gems right now. It's awesome. Thank you, Bob. But yeah, as you can see, we are chopping willows today. We almost have all the logs we need for the fletching grind. Right now we have a little over 10,000 willows in the bank. Here's one of the perks of woodcutting with my main as well. I just got the petal garland, so that's a new collection log and something we don't have to worry about in the future. And it looks pretty sweet, man. I'm gonna rock this thing. It's the final stretch. We are so close to having all the gems we need for 55 crafting, so I think today's the day. Just finishing up another full inventory of gems. I believe this should be our last inventory of gems that we need, so pretty exciting. As you can see, it's day 34 and we finished off with a total of 113 gems today. This should be enough gems to cap us off in order to reach level 55 crafting. Our total gems right now sits at 5,098 gems. And we're estimating that to turn out to be around 167,000 crafting XP, which would indeed get us to level 55 crafting. So with the fact that we have over 5,000 gems in the bank, that means we've killed somewhere over 1,500 gemstone crabs, which is absolutely crazy. And I just thought I'd show you guys this at the end of it. Our average gems per day throughout this grind has been 154 gems per day. And I figured you guys might like to see this. It pains me to say that we died 16 times during this grind, but totally worth it. I wouldn't change a thing. All right, so I decided to start doing some fletching before we jump into the crafting grind. So we've actually missed some levels. There's level 67 fletching. We can now make adamant darts and only a few more levels to go. There is level 68 fletching. Honestly isn't too bad. This is going by pretty quick. Just doing a quick random for Molly to get a few extra rubies. 4 rubies, I'll take that. Here is level 69 fletching. So only 2 more levels to go. And I got way too in the zone. We hit level 70 fletching. So now we only have 1 more level to go. I'm gonna hold off on hitting level 71. I'm gonna fletch until we get close to hitting it, but we can't actually do the fletching task until we can actually cut our dragonstone gem. So just gonna get it close to 71 and then hold off for a little bit. So time for the fun part. We are going to start cutting the gems that we've collected over the past month. We're gonna start by cutting some opals in order to get level 2 crafting. So there's level 2 crafting. Now we can make pheasant outfit pieces from our pheasant feathers that we've collected. We're going to just get a needle and some thread, and then we will make as many pieces as we can, hopefully get an extra level or 2 before going back to cutting opals. Time to spam some of these collection log slots. There's the pheasant hat. There is the pheasant legs. There is the pheasant boots and the pheasant cape. So 4 new collection log slots and some XP to go along with it. Let's see how much XP we get from the rest of these feathers that we have. This outfit looks absolutely crazy. I also just noticed that was our first cape on the account and our only cape at the moment. There's level 3 crafting. And the pheasant outfit pieces got us about 2/3 of the way to level 4 crafting. So time to get into the gems. So there is level 10 crafting. There's level 13 crafting. I missed recording the level, but that's the level required to cut jades. We're gonna hold off on cutting jades and red topaz until we cut all of our sapphires, emeralds, rubies, and diamonds. And that's because we want to get our crafting level as high as possible before we start cutting those gems that could be potentially crushed. And that's in order to lessen our potential to crush the gems once we're actually cutting them. And as you can see, we just got a dunce random. So we're going to pop this book of knowledge into smithing for 75 smithing XP, and there's level 6 smithing. There's level 15 crafting, which is just a pretty number that I like. And we missed level 16 crafting, but that is the level required in order to cut red topaz. So here is an important level, level 20 crafting, which means we can now cut sapphires. So we're now going to switch over to cutting sapphires until we cut all of these, and then we'll move on to emeralds, rubies, diamonds, etc. There's level 27 crafting, which means we can now cut emeralds. Again, gonna stick on sapphires though until we're all out of cutting our sapphires. There's level 34 crafting, which is the requirement to cut rubies. Only a minute after hitting level 34 crafting, there's level 35 crafting. These levels are so much faster now that we're cutting sapphires. So this will be our last inventory of sapphires. We've cut 614 sapphires so far, and it has almost gotten us to level 40. Right now we're sitting at halfway through level 39. And then once we finish this inventory, we will switch over to emeralds. Okay, time to empty out this inventory, and let's get out our first inventory of emeralds and get started on this stack. Not even halfway through that first inventory of emeralds, and we have hit level 40 crafting. There's 41 crafting, 42 crafting, 43 crafting, which is another milestone. That's the level required in order to cut diamonds. And another level coming in, 44 crafting. There's level 45 crafting, so only 10 more levels to go. So these are our last emeralds in the bank. So now it is time to move on to our stack of 430 plus rubies. First level coming in from the rubies, there's level 46 crafting. 2 minutes later, and here is level 47 crafting. Here comes the highly anticipated level 48 crafting. Shout out to all my dogs. There's level 49 crafting, and the big number 50. Only 5 more levels to go. So this is the last of our rubies. So now it's time to move on to the 190 diamonds that we have banked. So with the diamonds, we're getting 107, 108 crafting XP per diamond cut, which is amazing. I honestly feel spoiled, and I know it's gonna come back to bite me once we go back to opals. But there's level 51 crafting, so only 4 more levels to go. I can really start to feel that we are at the final stretch of this grind. And this is the last of our diamonds. The diamonds almost got us a whole nother level. We are just shy of level 52 crafting, but now it's time to go back to cutting opals, and time to get used to the slower XP. There is level 52 crafting. Honestly, we're not crushing half as many gems as I thought we would. All right, it took a decent amount of time, but this is the last of our opals in the bank. So we'll cut these 4 opals, and there's the end of it. We cut a total of 921, and we only crushed 388. So definitely glad that we waited to cut the opals until we went through all of the other gems. But now it's time to move on to cutting the jades. There's level 53 crafting, so only 2 more levels to go. And what do you know, level 54 crafting. Can now make water battle stabs, and we are officially at the final stretch of the grind. I am I'm super excited. So we are cutting our last few jades, and now all we have left to cut is our red topaz, and that should be enough to get us to level 55 crafting. Time has finally come to cut our last couple of red topazes in order to reach our crafting goal. So with the cutting of these 2 gems, we have finally reached level 55 crafting. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. That's all thanks to you, Molasses. All thanks to you. So we now have the crafting level required to cut a dragonstone. So let's go in our bank and grab that dragonstone so we can complete this chunk task. All right, so we've got our dragonstone and our chisel, and Molasses is here to support us. What a good dog. This one's for you, Molasses. There you go. We have officially cut a dragonstone for our biggest chunk task completed for this chunk. Let's go, man. Now we just have to finish off our fletching grind in order to fletch this dragonstone into dragonstone bolt tips, and then we'll be done with this chunk. We also had 141 red topaz left over. So I'll probably cut those eventually, but I want to finish this chunk tonight. So we're gonna cut our last few willow logs and then complete our fletching grind. Okay, so this is our last inventory of willow logs before we hit our fletching goal. We also have our boy Molasses here with us to help celebrate once we hit our fletching goal. So with these last few logs, this will get us to level 71 fletching. Nice, there it is. So we can now make dragonstone tipped runite bolts, which means we can finally make our dragonstone bolt tips and finish our chunk. So let's go and get that done and officially complete our second chunk on the chunk account. All right, so we've got our chisel and our dragonstone. So let's go ahead and make this into some bolt tips. There it is. We have officially cut dragonstone bolt tips from our dragonstone, and that is the last chunk task completed. So yeah, man, pretty awesome. Can't believe it. It's been a long grind. I can't lie, but super stoked to get back in the chunk picker. All right, so we are back in the chunk picker. It's been a long time, my friends, but super excited to finally roll a new chunk for the account. I thought briefly I'd just go over the potential tasks we would get with each chunk before we actually do the roll. So the chunk that I'd really like is the first chunk. In this chunk, we would unlock the rune shop and the range shop. The only task we would have to complete is 30 ranged and 55 magic, which shouldn't be too hard. If we roll the second chunk, we would just have to mine some coal, which we already have the level requirement to do. So ultimately, it would just be another chunk roll right after. If we roll the third chunk, we would just have a 58 cooking grind, which shouldn't be too bad either, since we would just need to cook about 3,000 Demania teas, and we already have 1,000 materials in the bank to cook, so that wouldn't take us very long as well. The only chunk I really don't want is the fourth chunk, and that's because we would have to fight some dragons in order to obtain some new best in slots from their drop table. I do want to roll this eventually, but just not until after I roll the first chunk, because I really don't want to have to fight these dragons with nothing but an iron dagger. So I'd much rather fight those dragons with, magic or with ranged. The only downfall about if we roll 2 or 3 is that we get closer to the crypt, which has an 87 fletching grind, and I really don't want to have to do that fletching grind with nothing but a bronze axe. So I'd also like to eventually get down to Castori over here. But yeah, those are the potential tasks that would come with all 4 of the chunks that are rollable right now. But the suspense is currently killing me, so let's get to rolling our next chunk and see what we get. Please not number 4. Please not number 4. Please not number 4. Oh, that was so close. Okay. All right, we got the Talati Rainforest. So biggest task we're gonna have for this chunk is the 58 cooking grind, and then we also just have to wear our blue wizard hat, which we already have, so shouldn't be too long. But on that note, we are going to end the episode right there. It was a lengthy grind, took us probably about 40 days. So just super stoked to have completed that. And I'm hoping that in the next episode, I will be able to have multiple chunk rolls for you guys. So only time can tell. We'll see what happens once we finish this upcoming chunk. But as always, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys. You're who I do this for, and all the love and support is truly appreciated. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.